I love you too, Brian. All right, here we go. Moving on to This Week in History, a trivia style. 7 questions covering the previous week in history. And that leads us up to today. Yes. 7 questions. 7 questions from This Week in History. There is a delay, so I'm going to read the question. I'm going to delay in giving you your multiple choice answers. You're going to give me your answers either before or after I give you the multiple choice. And our goal together is to go 7 for 7. We want to go 7 for 7 because it really starts your Sunday off with a bang. If you are watching on TikTok, I apologize. Your comments are way down. Way down. Yeah, so what you may have to do on TikTok if you want to participate, you should be on Facebook, but if you want to participate on TikTok, you'd have to put in your answer and then hit like period, enter, period, enter, period, enter, so it scrolls up a couple so I can see it. It's just the way it is, man. Don't get mad at me, all right? Hate the system, not the man. Here we go. Question number 1. June 16th, 1963. Who became the first woman in space? Orbiting Earth on the Soviet Vostok 6. I know the answer without even looking. I know the answer, and the answer's not here, but I don't need the multiple choices. Because her husband, Ralph Cramden, promised to the moon, Alice. Alice Cramden went to the moon. Not the answer we're looking for. Who became the first woman in space orbiting Earth on the Soviet Vostok 6? Here, I agree, she was probably Russian. That's a good guess. Here are the names to choose from. Was it Sally Ride? Was it Sally Ride? Was it Valentina Tereshkova? Was it May Jemison? Or was it Laika? Laika. Those are your multiple choice answers. Who became the first woman in space orbiting Earth on the Soviet Vostok 6? Was it Sally Ride, Valentina Tereshkova, May Jemison, or Laika? Looking over here at the board, so far only one person has answered with a name, and it is a name that was meant to be funny. It was not Amelia Earhart, but it's funny. I'll give you that. I can't just have dead air. I have to, Valentina, James pops in with. Okay, that's how you do it. You type in your answer, you hit enter, it pops up over there. Number 2, Brian's going with number 2. That works for me. I have to cheat just a little bit. You keep bringing in your answers. Roger with Valentina, I agree. We taped an edition of the Lunsby Show this morning, so my voice is right on the end of its capabilities. So let's get through this. I got Robert goes with Laika, James with Valentina, Brian with number 2, which is Valentina, Roger with Valentina, T-Bone, Tony also going with Valentina Tereshkova, because I'm pretty sure she was on Soviet Vostok 6. Moving on, question number 2, June 17th, 1972, the famous break-in that led to the Watergate scandal happened at whose headquarters? The infamous burglary that led to the Watergate scandal happened at whose headquarters? Jessica pops in with number 2. God bless you. A little late, but, still, I'll take your answer. June 17th, 1972, the infamous break-in that led to the Watergate scandal happened at whose headquarters? Roger, first one to answer. Congratulations. Good job, Roger, being the first one to answer with the DNC, and he hasn't been given his multiple choice options yet. Here are your multiple choice options. Brian with the DNC. Got 2 for DNC. Here are your multiple choice options: the White House, the DNC, the CIA, or the FBI. Democrats no count. He spelled out Democrats, but didn't know what the NC stood for, so just put the NC there. Again, these are your options to the question. The infamous break-in that led to the Watergate scandal happened at these headquarters: the White House, DNC, CIA, FBI. Those are your options. Woodward and Bernstein got deep-throated. Yes, they did. DNC. Everyone is saying DNC. DNC. Run DMC style. I agree with you all. It was the Democratic National Headquarters, the Democratic National Committee's headquarters, as so perfectly portrayed in the movie Forrest Gump. Oh, they seem to have their lights out. They seem to lost their electricity. They're all using flashlights. Question number 3. I think we're doing good so far. I'm excited. Question number 3, June 18th, 1983. Who became the first American woman in space aboard the Challenger? 14 years after the Russians did it, America finally did it. Who did we get rid of first? Here are your options. Was it Judith Resnik? Was it Ride, Sally, Ride? And remember, anytime you say Sally Ride, you have to say it that way. Ride, Sally, ride. What you gonna do with that Mustang, Sally? Was it Eileen Collins, or was it Kalpana Chawla? Roger's going with the teacher. James is going with Ride, Sally, Ride. Who's the first American woman in space aboard the Challenger? Judith Resnik, Sally Ride, Elaine Collins, or Kalpana Chawla? Sally K. Ride is the answer. She was a bit of a hero in her day, and that gymnast. Ride, Sally, Ride, Jessica's going with. The only one that's going to get it wrong if he sticks with his current answer is the one who's thinking about the other woman. There he goes. All right, we are all in agreement. Did Robert pop in? Robert did not pop in. If you don't answer the question, you get it wrong. Not answering is a wrong answer. There he goes. Sally Ride. We don't take off for spelling. This ain't Jeopardy. I am in agreement with you all. So 3 questions in, we're all tracking. We're all saying Sally Ride. Here we go. June 19th, 1865. What holiday commemorates the emancipation of the last enslaved people in the United States? The teacher did get blued up. This is a trick question, and I'll explain why. What holiday commemorates the emancipation of the last enslaved people in the United States? This is June 19th, 1865. The options are Emancipation Day. That seems like a good one. Jubilee Day. That's a good one. Juneteenth. Or Freedom Fest. How cool would the Freedom... If they... Freedom Fest is generally used anytime we have like 4th of July celebrations, but how cool if they would have taken the correct date that the slaves in America was freed, January 1st, 1863, if they'd have taken the correct date and made that the actual Juneteenth and called it Freedom Fest. That would have been funny. All of you are saying Juneteenth. Yes, yes, yes. Juneteenth, Juneteenth, Juneteenth. Yes, it's Juneteenth. Here's another fact. The last slaves freed were not in Galveston, Texas. It was in Oklahoma. And another fact, those weren't the last slaves. We have human trafficking, i.e. slavery, still happening to this day around the world and in America. So yeah, It's a stupid holiday. I said it. I stand by what I said. If you want to celebrate the freedom of African American slaves in America, then it should have been the day that the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect. It should have been January 1st, 1863. But that didn't happen. Why? We already have a holiday on that day. I mean, you need holidays. What happened? Oh, I got a "Are you still here" thing from the TikTok people. I am. I completed the puzzle. And we'll work on the sound. My kids claim they are slaves. That's funny. Indoctrination works. That is true. Should have just made it a Friday, easy 3-day. No, the Thursday was awesome. But man, did my weekend go fast. All right. So 4 questions in. We are all in. We will most assuredly hang together, I think it's called. Yeah. All right. June 20th, 1782. What national symbol was adopted by the U.S. Congress on this date? June 20th, 1782. You're going to have to make a decision here. Here are your options. Was it Uncle Sam? Was he the national symbol adopted by Congress on June 20th, 1782? 1782. Was it Uncle Sam? Was it the bald eagle? Was it the American flag? Or was it the Liberty Bell? What national symbol was adopted by the U.S. Congress on this date? Again, here are your options. Uncle Sam, the bald eagle, the American flag, or the Liberty Bell. Brian, first to ring in with the eagle. James Taney with the eagle. Roger LeCaire with the eagle. I got a lot of people who think it's the eagle. Oh, the flag, he says. What'd I tell you about changing your answers, James? Can't change your answer. Blackjack, no trade back. I will allow it. Jessica, she goes with the eagle. Oh, a little tension in the family household there. Did we get one from Robert? Is he late again? God bless him. I am very, very parched, and I'm trying to cover it up with Chloraseptic. All right. Yeah, it was almost. All right. So on that topic, if the answer is the eagle, Roger is correct. It was almost the turkey. Ben Franklin wanted the turkey. Brian is going to go with the flag. And I am going to go with Brian on this. We finally have split paths. There is a divergence. Some of you could go 7 for 7. Some of you may not go 7 for 7. This is where we diverge. Question number 5. Everyone went with eagle except for Brian and me. We went with the flag as the national symbol. No trades. Oh, and James gets half a point. Maybe, depending on which way it goes. No, depending on his last answer. No mulligan. Wait, are you going to try to take a mulligan? You want to be... Now, you've had too much time to Google it. You stick with the answer you gave. June 21st, 2004. Only 2 questions remaining. June 21st, 2004. Spaceship One became the first what? Spaceship One. Kind of feel like the answer is right there in front of us. It became the first what? Electric car, baby carriage. Here are our options. Civilian-built spacecraft to, and this is important, to reach space. Privately owned weather satellite. Electric jet, or Mars lander. June 21st, 2004, Spaceship One became the first what? Civilian-based spacecraft. I'm going to leave off the to reach space because that's more redundant than I need. Roger, first to pop in with spaceship. Privately owned weather satellite is another option. James pops in with spaceship. Electric jet was another option. I wish we could have kept that timing going. where where I gave an answer and then somebody popped in. Roger is going with Civi. You already said spaceship. You don't need to add Civi. I got you. Electric jet, spaceship from Jessica, Mars lander. Waiting on you, Robert. He goes with Mars lander. And Brian, civilian spaceship. I, along with Brian and everybody except for Robert, another divergence, is going with civilian-built spacecraft to reach space. Actually, all of our spacecraft are civilian-built. I think that's a bad question. I think it's, civilian financed and built, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Our final question. June 22nd, in the year 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, invading which country? Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa on June 22nd, 1941, invading what country? Here are your options. Poland, France, United Kingdom, Soviet Union. Yes. Stop bending the cards, Robert. It's so funny. I love that phrase because it's true. He would always bend the cards. June 22nd, 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa to invade what country? Poland, France, United Kingdom, Soviet Union. Brian is going with back in the USSR. You won't be getting too far. James is going with France. They invaded France. I am at the end of my vocal abilities right now, so I can't. I need your answers, and I need them now. Boop, 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 boop. Got to get me. Jessica, she's going with France. So I got an answer from Brian. I got an answer from James. I got an answer from Jessica. I got an answer from Robert, and he went with Leroy Jenkins. And Poland, Roger's going with Poland. That is everybody. It's 50-50. We know it wasn't the UK. They never invaded the UK. They only bombed the stuffing out of them. And we know it wasn't the Soviet Union because that happens much later in the war. It's down between Poland and France. Poland was the first people they invaded. I don't know why they would have called it Operation Barbarossa because they just kind of like walked in. And then France is like, please come in. Come, please. It's yours. Have it. Oh, look at our tower. James I am going to go with Poland. Are you ready to find out how you did? And to brag to your family and friends on how well you did on the Supplementals Little History Trivia Quiz? The answers, please. I will now type into ChatGPT. And I now have the answers spinning in front of me. Here are the answers to today's questions. Number one, we all answered correctly. It was Valentina Tereshkova. By the way, I hear Stolichnaya is going out of business. If you've got some liquor stores where they're selling it, buy it now. It is sure to go up in value. Question number two, we all got correct. It was the DNC. Question number three, we all got correct because it was, sing it along with me now, Ride, Sally, ride. Question number four, we all got correct even though they were wrong. It is Juneteenth. Question number five is the downfall of me and Brian. And half a point for James. No, a full point for James. If you get it wrong after changing your answer, you get a full point. Gone. The bald eagle was the correct answer. It should have been a turkey. It's tasty. Oh, man, think about that. Think about that. If they would have made the turkey our national symbol, we wouldn't be able to eat that amazingly delicious bird. Then again, we'd be eating eagle. Can you imagine what eagle wings taste like? They're like 6 feet long, man. I gotta have water. Question number 6. If you answered civilian-built spacecraft to reach space, which I think we all did, then you were correct. And question number 7. Let me review the answers here. Give it to Jagman. Our friend Brian was the only one who got it right. The correct answer on number 7 was Operation Barbarossa was to invade the Soviet Union. Womp, womp, womp. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That is the supplemental. It's a good time had by all. Thanks for playing along. I enjoy you every Sunday. I look forward to this. I look forward to hanging out with old friends and new friends and playing around and goofing off a little bit. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you're a great person today, well, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love. And with that, I will definitely turn everything off now. I'm going to turn it off, not like last week where I didn't. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got it wrong. Don't get mad at me. 4? How the hell did you get 4, Robert? You got the last 3 wrong? You should probably just pay attention to us next time.